Hello, hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kusampo, and welcome to Changlimitang Stadium for match day 57 of the BoB Bhutan Premier League 2026, where today's fixture carries a fascinating piece of history from earlier this season. It is DRUKPA FC against PARO FC, and immediately minds go back to round one. The afternoon that stunned the league, DRUKPA FC handed the reigning champions their first and only defeat of the campaign, and remarkably, so that result announced DRUKPA to the BPL. It proved that they were not simply here to participate and that they were here to compete. But football seasons evolve quickly. Since that setback, PARO have looked every bit the champions once again. Victory after victory, momentum restored, confidence flowing, and apart from a single draw, they have been virtually flawless. They arrived today with the aura of a side that knows exactly what is required in the title race. For DRUKPA, the road has been more difficult, results become less kind. But today, Paro will remember the defeat. DRUKPA will remember the triumph as we have the national anthem underway here at Changlimithang to get things going. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Sangpo, and welcome back again. A match that carries a lot of context, but without further ado, let's take a look at the starting 11s for both sides. For DRUKPA FC under head coach Kinzawacho, it is Sachin Jha on goal, Minchin and Bella, the centre-back partnership. With Woo Kyung Yun, Kinchutopge, Jimmy Tenzi, Killerabge, Philip Eugene, Chong Lee, Fahad Timuri, and Rehan Rajiv, their new starting 11. They have been making a tear with this same 11, with a bit more options off the bench as well. In Jibin Lee, Devo Atokpam, Samtin Norbu, Sangirinchen, Puptochi, Barun Kangabam, John Flynn, Karmatashi, she wants you to name it. They've got a lot of talent across the board, but it is up against a matchup that they know will be difficult, especially with the recent form Paro have achieved with their Gambian signings. Under head coach Pushpalat, it will be Gelson Zangpo on goal, Siddiqui Jawara, the big man, Tarikazi, Nyumaldi, Mohipullah, the backline, Propawanchu, Tomoyuki Uno, Kingawanchu, Richard Sanya, Abduli Balde, and Mustafa Jallo. Their newest Gambian who will be getting the nod to the starting 11. Much more different from the starting 11 that faced DRUKPA in the second game of the season. Back then it was still Kelson Zangpo, Ugin Toji, who got the start, Mamoon Musa Khan, Taiga Kitajima, who was there, Kinga Nyima, Tsetim, Yuta Mishima, Asante, who was there, Mohipullah, Terikazi as well. So a completely new face going into the matchup today. It will be a harsh reminder of the only stain in their campaign thus far, but DRUKPA FC again, despite coming off with draws in matchups where they were expected to win, coming off with losses in matchups where they were expected to win, today they head into this match as underdogs. The same story that was written down when they first entered this league. Fresh off of promotion alongside Thimphu, fresh of their rebound as Namla FC, and right now the same story again. No pressure to perform, just redemption for themselves. They got a solid win against Paro to start this season off. Looking to do the same again. Paro will not want the same because they have the AFC campaign coming up, and this is pretty much the squad that will be going at it full strength. Good news for Paro FC fans as well. We do have Evans Asante, who has finally been named in the bench for Paro. It's been a while since we've seen Paro Speedy Boy, and right now all we have left is the countdown to get things going. Do let me know where you are supporting this match from. Do let me know which team you support. Do let me know what you think the end result will be, because as you all know, in the game of football, can't really dictate the tempo this early on, as Paro through Mustafa Jallo play it back. Siddiqui Jawara, amazing on those low balls, unable to get it past Rehan Rajiv, who has earned his spot as a consistent starter in that left back position. Starting their season, we did see names like Barun Kangebam, the youngster, and Devo Atokpam come in, but right now the man whose names have been ringing across the fan base of DRUKPA have been Fahad Timuri, who has been lighting it up had a couple of goals in their most recent victory, and right now is looking to make a couple more for himself as Chimitenzin. Call for a handball. It will now go the other way. Paro looking intense, immaculate down the right. Nyumongdi has said that he has been working on his offensive game more, looking to invert more, looking to get a bit more crosses in. And he is relishing the opportunity he is getting to go up. Again, not like that isn't his forte. This time he does have a solid back line he can rely on to cover for any gaps that arise if he ever does drift up front. It is an intimidating defense, need I say, with Rikazi, Mohib Afridi and Siddiqui Jawara. Back in their first matchup, it was Mohib Afridi that had an unfortunate own goal in that 4-2 contribution. That 4-2 result of that match was supposed to be 3 from DRUKPA, who had a goal from Philippe Eugene, who is on the ground, Leon Sullivan, who is on the bench, and Matthew Musa, who is no longer a part of the DRUKPA FC squad. Was a consistent pairing up front alongside Philippe Eugene and Leon, but they have now named Kenchotopke Nyakam, who was their biggest performer down in the qualifiers, as their starter up front. Also, we have been thoroughly enjoying the awakening of Chong Lee. Did not have the best start to his campaign with DRUKPA FC, but only took him 4 games to get himself planted in that starting 11 spot. His most memorable start was that versus Tensung. Did end up in a draw, but he did give them the lead in the first half, after which he had to come out. So, a lot to prove again as Paro, unable to get it through to Bella. An amazing centre-back, especially given the names we have in that back line internationally. But a couple of games in, he has been holding back on his clearances a little, trying to keep it towards a teammate, has caused a lot of trouble for his team as Tomoyuki Uno. Not happy with the call coming in from the referee. A closer look at that for Hatsumuri, easy run in, and Tomoyuki simply snatching that bit of space away from him. And also, while we have that momentary pause in the match, the referees for today, the main referee Ugipenjo, assisted by Tanin Sering and Him Kumar Sunwar, fourth official Birman Limbu, as Bella plays it deep inside the box. Philippe Eugene, despite his towering presence, finding an equally towering presence on the other end as well. Might be a surprise for him finding a matchup of that height. Philippe Eugene by no means short. He is 189 centimeters. Finding Siddiqui Jawara the same stature but a bit more muscle on the frame. Should be an interesting matchup, seeing how Philippe Eugene tries to get the gaps to work with, as again that is that signature long cross over to the other flank. Nyima up to the Balde, faking off the first. Minchin caught with the feint shot from the other side, and Sachin Jha able to force a denial on his first involvement of the match. Kinga Wanchu may not have been intentional, but did well sending that shot off the ground for a decent bit of confusion from the goalkeeper spot. Last match, a major mistake between Minchin and Bella saw them concede an easy goal over to Tanipinso. Hopefully that is a memory that has long since been done and dusted, as we now prepare for a corner from Nyima. 2 hands up, setting it up. Feint goes short. Sanya, Nyima, much closer. Header comes in, strong follow-up, and the touch is good. PARO FC looking for blood on their second matchup versus DRUKPA, and they have found the opener with a lot of time to spare. No chance, no fault. It is as clean as it can be. Mohib Afridi, an amazing effort up in the air. that header. Setting it all up for Mustafa Jallo. The 21-year-old Gambian capitalizing on an amazing opportunity from Mohib Afridiullah. Just took 5 minutes. How quick was that? More than redeeming for the own goal that came in their first loss of the season, their only loss of the season, as he gets a contribution to his name here in this match very, very early. And now no need to rush the Tigers with their prey secured. They are taking their sweet, sweet time. Nyakam putting a bit of pressure. Fahad Simuri helping out. A lot of space midfield. DRUKPA do find themselves a bit scattered, but Fahad Simuri, an uncharacteristic mistake from Fahad as Kinga. Amazing bit of footwork on the flank, able to get an outlet out in the middle towards Abdul Balde, setting it up for a shot in the middle. Mustafa got a shot in off the turnaround, but it is blocked off. Solid job defensively by DRUKPA, but now Siddiqui. Philip Eugene thought he was going to be blocked off, retreated over to the side, and Siddiqui taking advantage of that small window of opportunity to curl into the right, and now back out to Gelson Zangpo it is. Nima tried to cut it in, but a solid read from Rehan Rajiv will send that ball out, but DRUKPA again. A slight bit of chaos from their part, but still able to get the throw in. Adurabge. Fahad Simuri, Tarikazi had the entirety of his arm around the shoulders of Fahad. They did not like that, but it is back in possession for DRUKPA. Mohib Afridi reading that. Loft coming in from Adurabge. Richard Sania. Fahad Simuri. May not have been intentional, just ended up over Sania, decided to follow through and walked over the man. Always like this bit of feistiness, this bit of competitiveness from the players. Hopefully it doesn't really escalate much. Abdul Balde. It is Cavani. Still Cavani inside the box. Cross goes into Asania. A short step behind the ball, had the foot extended but lost his balance, and now they are dealing with a counter immediately from DRUKPA. Philip Eugene on the right, Siddiqui Jawara making an amazing effort to stay right in between Philip Eugene, the ball and the post, and that will be enough for Paro to secure a clearance right in midfield, which is contested quite clean there. Adurabge making a solid play on the ball, but Chatur coming in for help gets it to Tomoyuki Uno. And back out to Mohib Afridi it is. A quick reminder of what the scenario up at the top is like, because DRUKPA, I'll get to that later, but the more interesting scenario is up at the top. It is PARO FC and Timbusiri, the two true contenders, separated by 2 points. Both are at 11 games currently. And Paro up at 28, Timbusiri down by 2 points at 26. And fun fact, both of them are facing off in round 2 for the last game of the season. So if they keep up their form, continue winning against every other team, it will be a decider, a proper final at the end of the season. So somehow if Paro ends up losing today, it will be a much more comfortable spot for Thimphu City, who will not be fighting. 2 points behind with the same number of games, but doesn't really look like that will be the case now, does it? Unless we see a miracle from DRUKPA. It is still too early to tell. 10 minutes in, both teams are showing us the level of intensity expected from a proper rematch out here at Chang Limitang. We do have a solid turnout as well. Expected a bit more red ropes coming in, but as last time around, but this time we do have a lot more office goers and students come into Chang Limitang. So if you're in and around Thimphu, do drop by to show some support for the clubs live out here in Chang Limitang. Nyakam Chimitenzin. Feeling a lot of pressure. Goal came in 5 minutes in. And DRUKPA, especially with all this support against them, they are not seeing the same support that carried them through with sheer momentum in the first round of their campaign this season. Again, we did have that one incident that may have diminished their presence a little bit. It is still proper football being played out by DRUKPA. Fahad Timuri gets away with a shot, but not quite enough strength to get a proper attempt in past Gelson Zangpo. Again, a lot of questions on the man, but he is one of the few quality goalkeepers we have capable of representing the Dragon squad. Hasn't really been getting the highlights he wants or the action the goalkeeper is supposed to get to display his talent, but partly because of the amazing defense his team is playing, not really allowing many shots to come in. But last time around did have that one game where he had so many spectacular saves. So does have that quality if PARO ever ends up getting a couple of possessions in for an attempt towards their goalkeeper. Still only 27 years old as well, way far out from reaching the end of his career. So a lot more impact he could bring to the game as he continues on with his dominant run with PARO. But right now DRUKPA does seem like they have gotten their calm a little bit. Early on was dealing with a bit of pressure, especially up front for Hatimuri and Nyakam. Not really getting the service they wanted from their teammates. I guess all plans went out the drain as we had that first goal come in from that header from Mohib Afridi, setting up an easy touch for Mustafa Jallo. 5 minutes all it took as DRUKPA again, despite the promise on the build-up, unable to retain it. Mohib Afridi. Chutar had Fahad slipping, but it will be back out to Kelson Zangpo. No advantage gain for PARO. It will instead be a tactical retreat, forcing a bit more gaps in midfield for their own teammates to operate with. Chance. Sachin Jha able to get to it first. Had Mustafa Jallo up front. Did have the speed, but that acceleration kicked in way too late to make a proper attempt. Siddiqui plays it back to Gelson Zangpo. Pressure coming in intense. Kinchitop get halted by a pass back to Mohib Afridi. Chutar is onside on the right if they want to make a pass from Siddiqui Jawara. Chutar has a lot of space, but looking behind, Rehan Rajiv got that vision right on time. Had the awareness to look back to realize Chutar had a lot of space, but just enough pressure to force Siddiqui to make a pass all the way up front. And this time Tariq Qazi's challenge on Fahad Timuri is being settled with a warning from the referee. While we have a quiet stretch with DRUKPA playing it, Bella playing it back to Sachin Jha. A quick reminder as to where DRUKPA is. They are in the top 5, right behind RTC. 16 points to their name, 3 clear of their true rivals. Timpo FC, the Thunderbolts, whom they came to the top flight of Bhutan football alongside with, in through the qualifiers. A win here would mean that they escape the middle of the pack and head into the top 4 beneath Transport United. It will still be quite a while away with Transport United being up at 25. We have a display of brute strength. Not quite intentional, but it does find its way towards Chotur Tomoyuki Uno. Pressure coming in from behind. May not have seen that, but just has enough technique to keep possession alive for PARO. A no-look pass over to Richard Sania, but Sania having to deal with the consequences of that flare. And Philip Eugene will find Nyakam up front. Tariq Kazidi, defender in front, but flag up milliseconds late, it seems, to that run, as the linesman will bring that flag up on that pass and that run. Quiet bit of play, a bit more than a quarter of an hour. Richard Sania for PARO, tripped by Bella right in front of the referee. An easy call there for the official. May have been worth it, getting away. Does buy DRUKPA enough time to put together a proper zonal defense. Sachin Jha. Again, one fact that has been true for the entirety of the league is that the quality of goalkeepers that have been brought in is simply amazing. Antonio De Silva, Pramijay, the Kendra Singh from Transport, you name it, there have been absolute quality underneath the goalposts brought in, and with that we are seeing a lot of awakening from our own goalkeepers as well. Baitika, a familiar name, his talent undeniable, has been amazing. The most upcoming talent, Tensong, their goalkeeper is Itochi, BFF with theirs, Kelson Zampo as well, RTC. Does show a lot of promise for the league going forward, especially with the quality of imported talent, as Richard Sania making it dangerous. Purpa, the 30-year-old Hagi, legend in the scene here at Bhutan. Very well loved, beloved for PARO FC, it seems, as well as Fahad Timuri. Shrapke, Rehan Rajiv, Bella, Rajiv, Fahad Timuri, Chongli, Chongli under a lot of scrutiny from the PARO forwards, forced into retreat. Sachin Jha, a bit of pressure, does find an easy pass down the middle. Woo Kyung Yun able to get the recovery. Bella up high in the air, anybody's to take. Woo Kyung Yun may wait for that ball to drop, does have a weight advantage going into that duel. Woo Kyung-yeon still it is. That double team earns a whistle. Possession for DRUKPA continuing on. Min Shin had a couple of games where the giant Korean centre-back was out, filled in by Woo Kyung-yeon and Jimmy Tenzin at times, but despite his height is naturally more of a midfielder. Does like having more touches on the ball, but forced to play back. What else can you do? Bella covering that run. Flag was up anyway, so opportunity denied the other side. Bella plays it long. A mirror of those passes coming in from Siddiqui Jawara, and Philip Eugene able to gain an advantage past Siddiqui. But despite the appeal from Siddiqui, it has been allowed as a corner for DRUKPA FC, who will be blessed by that hustle coming in from Philip Eugene. Also, a solid turnout here at Chang Limitang. Seems like the rest of the entirety of the league has come in to watch this big match. A lot of players coming in to show some love, but they will not get the chance to celebrate this time, as Rapke, unable to retain possession, finds Cavani on a breakaway down on that right flank. Decided to retreat. Min Shin delaying that attack as much as possible. Cross comes in, but it is right towards Sachin Jha. Grabbed it before Mustafa Jallo could turn that movement into an advantage for his side, but unable to do so. It will be DRUKPA's ball, but not for long. Chutor. Amazing pass! But so much more he could have done with that. A handball, nobody could have missed. Could have done better to hide his emotions, but disappointed with himself, Mustafa Jallo. Turns it over for DRUKPA FC's possession. Rehan Rajiv keeps it down on the line, tight for Fahad. But again, even in between PARO and DRUKPA, the matchup that has kept the fans entertained is Tariq Qazi versus Fahad Timouri. And so far, Tariq Qazi having the cheeky last laugh in this matchup. 24 minutes in, still PARO up by 1 against DRUKPA FC's 0. Rehal Rajiv. Chance. Philip Eugene able to get a header in above Kelton Zangpo. Dangerous chance there. Rapke, look at that vision again. Chance is still DRUKPA's to take, but Rapke, one moment brilliance, the other simple chaos, as he hands it over to PARO without the Tigers having to do much to get that ball back. So fun fact, on the ground right now, the players are having a bit of fun with the newest ball from Hummel. The first round saw us play with the older balls, but right now we have gotten the newest one to our collection. Fatimuri still down. The referee may wait a bit for DRUKPA to end their advantageous run as Jimmy Tenzin winding up that shot, but despite his lankiness, does not have the weight to put in a shoulder to keep himself on balance. And now PARO playing advantage. DRUKPA got the chance. Why shouldn't PARO? Their thoughts, as DRUKPA will finally send that ball out. As Fahad stayed down on the ground all the while everything was happening. Medic call in. Fahad still unable to move. Might not be one instant, but instead a lot of elbows he was appealing about early on. Again, a look at the earlier goal in the meanwhile. Look at that elevation from Mohib Afridi. Again, Bella did not really have the advantage going into that jump. Did time his jump perfectly, but with Mohib Afridi already up in the air, had nowhere else to go. Not much altitude left in that jump. An advantage it was. A buffet instead for PARO, as we have a yellow card. Shown over to DRUKPA's coaching staff, I believe. But with that bit of chaos out of the way, it is now PARO back in possession, who gets it towards Sachin Jha. Also, to those who missed my note early on, good news for PARO FC fans. Asante, who I heard was down with a slight injury, was not part of their squad list for a while, but now he is at least good enough, recovered enough to have his name on the bench for PARO. So should be back in time, hopefully, for the campaign that is to come, as Richard Sania, a bit harsh against Kilerabge, even PARO's own fans making him hear the end of it. DRUKPA with the chance. Has been on and off in this match. Has been brilliant, but has been throwing away chances. Hopefully this is the first. Does get a decent hit. Cross in. Pandemonium awake still. Bella forcing a shot in. Minchin looking for one himself. Had a lot of velocity behind that ball, but now with all the centre backs caught inside PARO's box. Cheeky from Gelson Zangpo to launch one straight up to Cavani. Rehal Rajiv. Qazi and Fahad Timuri again. Immediate yellow card coming in for Tariq Qazi. Had been winning the battle so far, but Fahad Timuri seems like he has gotten into the head of Tariq Qazi. A closer look at that challenge. Fahad had the clean foot extended in, but Tariq Qazi, desperate as he side that foot in. Right inside, Gelson Zangpo able to get it over Mohib Afridi. But Tariq Qazi back to him. Will have to be careful going forward. They do have a goal lead, but with this being half an hour into the match, very early, may not be the result they may want to face off with. Even recently, Tensong, with only 10 men, had to face off against Transport United in what was a proper onslaught from the Grizzlies. Maybe a lot of interesting decisions to process for the referee. Does seem like the recipient of that fresher yellow card was Nimwandi. A bit of words over to the referee. A bit too much passion involved, especially for this mid-game. Still far away from getting the job done. Only a 1-goal cushion that PARO FC are working with right now. May want to get in a couple more before they start with this antics. Imondi and Tariq Qazi, important personnel in their lineups. With yellow cards right now, Siddiqui Jawara. Chance taken too early. Was a reasonable effort coming in from the Gambian. Without finding much fortune on that cookie, it will go back out to Sachinja. Again, you can at the same time get a much closer view with this angle of the new ball. Posted up deep on the right flank, Sachin may want Philip Eugene with his ability up in the air to end up with possession, but came up a bit short. Woo Kyung-yeon ricochets off towards Sania. A chance in Cavani, the Gambians, Sania! DRUKPA appealing for the flag, but it never came. Instead, we have PARO with a decisive goal going forward 34 minutes in. Thought they'd send it out first time in the confusion between Mustafa Jallo and Cavani, but did well finding the only open space available to them. And did well with the finish as well. Bella turning away, unable to get a look at the ball. Clinical from Sania.
FC scored by just number 97, Richard Salma.
Now in a much more tighter spot, DRUKPA are facing off against a rejuvenated PARO FC squad that are looking to get in a couple more goals because they feel the momentum coming their way and they want to take as much advantage of the adrenaline, the rush they are feeling right now from the celebrations. They already put on display. Their fans not disappointed. DRUKPA may have to find a response sooner so that they are at least a bit more comfortable going into the second half. On screen, not sure if you guys recognize, but he is a very important figure in the Bhutan volleyball scene. May have seen his posts on social media, is very interactive. He has been a key part of Bhutan volleyball's growth. A lot he has done for the sport. Just in case you did not know, a lot of other important guests out here at Chang Limitang as well. A lot of true fans who we've seen time and time again this time show their support here in the stands. Favorable weather as well. Not quite the distractions to shoot these crowds away, and right now they are having a blast. World Cup fever over, but Bhutan football just getting spicier as Chatur finding Sanya inside, cutting in, right foot clipped off by Rehal Rajiv, who did well finding that shot, got it up in the air for an easy pickup for Sachin Jha. Philip Eugene so far has been their most promising player up front, has created a lot of chances out of nothing. Decides to send it in towards for Hatsimuri, who is a bit late to that ball. Goal kick it is for Kelsin Zangpo. Tomoyuki Uno. The tempo from PARO has calmed down a little bit. 38 minutes in, 7 minutes away from seeing the signal for additional time. And look at that hunger. Out of frame, but PARO's forwards wanting more. They do get one up to Cavani. Sachin Jha may be forced in his goal post. Mustafa Jallo Sanya inside Cavani. Akampa save! Simple dismantling.
Goal for PARO FC scored by just number 97, Richard Salma.
Sanya credited with his second goal of the match. DRUKPA now behind by 3. Five minutes remain. Rabke Plays a clean one in, but Afridi again up in the air. Collision does send him down onto the ground head first. Maybe an injury you want to take a look at. Medic is being called in immediately. So many times such falls results in collisions. Mohib Afridi, especially with the elevation, the verticality he had. Hopefully Afridi is alright, but will be helped out to the sidelines for that match to continue on. Again, a quick reminder of what went down in round one for those of you unaware and missed the start of the season. PARO FC. For PARO FC, this is a grudge match. So many questions upon the shoulders of the reigning champs who started their campaign with a loss to DRUKPA FC, who had the hype, who had the momentum, who had the ability to put on a dominant display of football over at Wachu. But this time, it is a completely different story. Fully evolved PARO FC with their squad completed, with their squad well integrated, are putting up a dominant display of revenge. The redemption arc going strong, but DRUKPA not denied yet. Fahad Timuri on the right, waiting straight towards Mohib Afridi. On screen, Mohib Afridi during their first matchup in round one, he had an unfortunate own goal that contributed to DRUKPA's 4 goals against PARO's 2. But since then, in this match, he has redeemed himself proper. An assist already, a lot of crucial defensive interventions, and right now Gelson Zangpo on fire as well. Not really having to work his way to those saves, but he is making no mistake, which is what you want from your goalkeeper. Sanya playing it quick, but the referee wanting a restart. DRUKPA. Again, nice to see this burst of energy from DRUKPA. Despite being down by 3, they are not really letting it show in the way they play the game. Half a minute remain. Might see a bit of additional time, but now Cavani up front. Look at the pace from the big man. Minchin doing an amazing job with the recovery. May not want to bite that soon. That feint does well, gets it in. Forced to retreat. DRUKPA a bit more compacted now. It may be a bit hard, but PARO again, no need to rush. 3 goals up, may not want to have that go into your head before going into the half-time break. Seconds away from seeing the signal for additional time. 3 more minutes have been awarded until the end of the first half.
Time, 3 minutes.
Richard Sania. Tomoyuki Uno. If DRUKPA compacts this much, we may eventually see a shot from the centre backs. We do from Mohib Afridi this time. Thought it was going to be Siddiqui leading the charge for the defenders. But DRUKPA so far doing well. 3 goals right now, a realistic margin that they could overcome as long as they do not make any unnecessary mistakes. Early on, the goals that came in from PARO simply made DRUKPA feel helpless, but right now they are doing decent. They are playing well. All they need to do is carry that form in and get a little bit more activity up front. Tarikazi, Fahad wanting none of that challenge. Back out Rehal Rajiv. Nyaka making a run in against Mohib Afridi, but a solid mass on the defender will shield that ball long enough for it to go out for a goal kick for Gelson Zangpo. Tomoyuki Uno. Him getting back has given them a lot of creative freedom with those accuracy on those long balls. Able to send it in right to the head of Cavani, but unable to find any sort of build-up from that contact. It is now Rehal Rajiv. Bella. Challenge coming in strong. Waited too long, but Rehal strong recovery. Woo Kyung-yun. Chongli over to Al-Rabke. Lobbed up high, right towards Afridi. It is. Had a decent run in from Philip Eugene, but unable to find the contact. Pushpalal helping the restart for DRUKPA. Bella plays that throw in straight down the line. But an acrobatic header there from Nyima, who had the timing correct. Flag up, possession the other way. Throw in for PARO. Rehal plays that throw in straight towards Afridi. Look at the defender, Mohib Afridi, with a statement of a closure to a dominant display of football from PARO FC in the first half. A brace from Sania and the opener from Mustafa Jallo will give PARO the advantage going into the second half. 3 goals on the board right now for PARO. No response from DRUKPA, but it is football after all. We never know when a response might come from DRUKPA FC. Until then, this was your commentator, Ugintish Toji. Do let me know where you guys are watching this from. If you are in Changlemetang, do let us know how much support you have for the crowds on the ground, because right now their fans, PARO FC's fans especially, are getting a lot of reasons to celebrate. But hopefully it is a much better fight from DRUKPA coming into the second half. They are playing decent. Just a bit of mistakes here and there that are causing a lot of chaos, a lot of goals for the opposition. Hopefully that is addressed. Until then, see you guys in the second half.
DRUKPA FC. 여기다가 지금
So you went, right?
सेकेन्ड गोल जाने भयो थर्ड गोल वाज अफसाइड रेफरीले ज्ञान तल
같이 가도 돼. 카드도 시청 같은 분도 따.
you can understand your age.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kusongpo, and welcome back to Chang Limitang for the second half, where PARO FC return with one hand firmly on this contest. 3 goals separate the reigning champions from DRUKPA FC after a commanding first 45 minutes. So far, the Tigers have been clinical in front of goal, composed in possession, and relentless. Looking every bit like the Tigers that have been out for redemption, out for revenge against DRUKPA FC for their stain this season as their only loss, their first loss versus DRUKPA. Siddiqui down on the ground, still able to clear it off, but again, going into the second half for DRUKPA, the challenge now is one of belief. They must believe that they will be able to find one goal, one more after that, and one more after that. But first they must find a response quickly, because another PARO goal could put this match beyond all doubt. And they are looking to do the same. Possession down on the right flank. Challenge coming in. A bit of a feint there, but it's just enough angle, just enough real estate to force a pass in towards Chutur. Got a bit reckless. Send it straight towards DRUKPA, but it is an advantage regained through opportunity. Triple team successful. It is only DRUKPA and their 2 defenders on the ball, but finally help comes in from Richard Sanya, flicked up high, Chong Lee. And a bit of amazing football from DRUKPA, keeping that ball away from PARO. Reverted to muscle memory off of a training drill, as possession is back out with Kelton Zangpo without much fruition from DRUKPA on their build-up. Mustafa Jallo, clipped off by Jimmy, not quite intentional, just ended up with the leg in the way as Jimmy had sheer inertia taking him the other way. That pass from Hagi found Mustafa, but as he turned around, the sheer lankiness of Mustafa working against him. Look at that presence again. Bella finally looking short in the middle of Mustafa Jallo. Philip Eugene, Bin Shin, and now Siddiqui Jawara. 4 options they could go to. Kinga, Richard Sanya, who's very capable with his free kicks. Hagi as well. Siddiqui, powerful, straight into the wall. Surprised a man is not down receiving that ball, but PARO will try again. Forces it in, but without any contact, it will go out to Sachin Jha. Seems like it was much more closer for the Gambian, who we've seen operate from way further out than that range. Started off with a goal open play. Shot came in out of nowhere, scored it against Baitika. Second free kick came in versus Prameja Gachadar, the same team, Timbu FC. Right now trying it again against DRUKPA, but seems ridiculous to say that, but was well within, much too close for Siddiqui Jawara to find success on that shot. DRUKPA Again, solid presence in midfield, but DRUKPA may have given away a lot of space for Huggy to find a foot in, forced to retreat. Now on the right, Jimmy Tenzin, pressure coming in from Kinga. It is one of the more reasonable matchups for Jimmy, but again, it is an elite player in the midst of an elite roster for the Tigers as DRUKPA. Woo Kyung-yun, pressure coming in heavy, double team, able to poke it away in the nick of time. Min Shen coming in with a challenge that also doubles in as a cross straight down midfield. Bella keeping it towards Chong Lee. And now in midfield, Philip Eugene wanting the turnaround, but Mohib Afridi, again, it is a personal redemption knock for the defender. His own goal still a shadow in his stint here at PARO, but look at that pace! On the right, started behind, ended up in front of Rehal Rajiv. Cavani. The athleticism on these players in a world of their own, and PARO continuing to build on with so many more Asantes in their squad. DRUKPA right now do have Fahad Simuri, who is the player with the hottest feet in their squad right now. A lot of contributions for the last couple of goals for DRUKPA have all been sole contributions of Fahad Simuri. So eventually may want to surround 77 with a bit more help. As Nyakam gets a shot off. Gelson Zangpo able to block it off. The rebound does set itself apart in the way from Gelson. But nobody near. It will be a clean recovery from Gelson Zangpo, who did well denying that first effort from Nyakam, who found himself with a surprising amount of space. Got him a proper wind-up, a proper breathing routine, and a meditation session as well before that shot went off. Richard Sania. DRUKPA's defenders did well holding on to the discipline in that back line, keeping that offside. On screen, Chutar, the recipient of the second yellow card for PARO FC in this match here today. The first was over to Tariq Qazi. They will have to be careful going forward as PARO puts up yet another defensive clinic. Siddiqui Jawara, perfect timing on the challenge, but Philip Eugene is down. Medic call upon Philip Eugene does seem to have taken a lot of weight from Siddiqui Jawara as he came in to send that ball away. Was a clean challenge. Just the weight behind that ball that sent Philip Eugene down. Philip is being helped out over to the sidelines. But with that, will be a restart for PARO. Looks like it will be Siddiqui Jawara. PARO will have to post themselves up way farther out, much farther out than they're used to. They do play it short somehow. Kinga. Siddiqui Jawara. Well, that was an agonizing scream there from the defender. Quite an audible scream there from Siddiqui. Meta challenge coming in from DRUKPA as he was trying to shield that ball away and send it over. But does seem like he is back in. Quite surprising seeing that scream come in from the big man. But now Siddiqui Jawara the chance to put his throw ball on display, but back out to Gelson Zangpo. Mohib Afridi able to recover on that heavy touch that sent it straight into midfield. Quite bit of a stretch here over Chang Limitang as we have subsequent delays time and time again as PARO again, despite the strength in their starting 11, now they are looking to bring in even more gunpowder from their bench. Yuta Mishima seems like he will be the first sub, followed closely by Mamoon Musa Khan and Somsering Doji. Gelson Zangpo and Nyakam having a bit of a back and forth between the two. Friendly trash talk between two players who have been a part of the game here in Bhutan for a long, long time. Kinga looking to accelerate past Minchin, who is down on the ground, but Jimmy comes in clean. Space down midfield, may be barely enough. It is. Rajasanya almost got there, but now safely with Rabge, who is down by Siddiqui Jawara. And with that, we may have the substitutions underway. Yuta Mishima coming in for Abduli Balde. Kinga Wanchu coming out for Sonam Singh Toji, and Tariq Rehan Qazi will be taken out for Mamoon Musa Khan. 3 substitutions, but somehow still not losing even a shred in terms of quality. As Tariq Qazi will be exiting the field. A wave of applause from PARO FC and their supporters. Philip Eugene, desperation in that swing that came in, trying to make sense of that possession.
Just number 11, Kinga Mochuk is replaced by just number 24, Sonam Singh Doji, and just number 40, Tariq is replaced by just number 6, Momo.
Seems like we also have a substitution being prepped for DRUKPA. Sangarinjan number 13 preparing to come in, as possession goes back out to Sachinja. 58 minutes in, a bit more than half an hour remaining until the end of this match, and a lot more hurdles for DRUKPA FC continuing on. As on the field right now, up front is Yuta Mishima. The white-haired Japanese is currently the top scorer of the BoB BPL, recently matched by Abayomi from Transport United, up at 10, and now the chance for the Japanese to separate himself as Hagi had a decent look on the goal, but just unfortunate it was off target. It seems like it will be Zola brought in for Philip Eugene.
Substitution for DRUKPA Football Club, just number 21, Kelly, is replaced by just number 13, Sunday Richard.
Fatimuri on the left, their primary creator. Shot goes in. Freedy able to send it out with the header, but at the same time we have a man down for DRUKPA before we resume with possession for DRUKPA. Chongli does seem like he is able to get back up on his feet, but look at the scene developing itself inside the box of PARO. 10 of their numbers, save for Utah, who is the lone man up front for the Tigers. Posted inside that box, DRUKPA and their white jerseys being simply clouded by PARO. They still have a lot of help. Nima Wangdi already on a yellow card, may want to think before he gets in a couple more words over to the referee, but with that we resume play. Jimmy Tenzin tightly inside the 6-yard, delivery goes short, header sends it off for a throw-in, no advantage gained. Could have been a bit more love, a bit more care from that delivery coming in from Fatimuri, but a fantastic bit of footwork is sent out mercilessly by Siddiqui Jawara. That man could definitely injure somebody with those shots, especially if they come in point blank, but DRUKPA, late challenge on Chutur. It will be PARO's possession. Tomoyuki Richard Sania. Tomoyuki Uno able to keep it tight and just enough pace on the recovery there. Finds Tom Swing Doji, cuts it right back in. Hagi had a fantastic shot early on. Can we see one more? Tried to thread it in towards Yuta Mishima, unable to do so. It is back to Siddiq Jawara, who will let it go for an easy throw in, pushed by Lal, sending that ball in the other way. Mohib Afridi back out. Galsan Zangpo has Musa Khan on the right. This was the starting centre-back pair that faced off against DRUKPA in round 1 before we had Siddiqui Jawara. Right now PARO finding it a bit hard. 2 minutes past the hour mark. Sachin Jha's possession, outplayed straight to the centre-back Minshin. Bella. Fatimuri has Chongli down the middle, has Rabge, and now not many options except for Jimmy Tenzin on the other flank. Too risky. Minshin. Minshin plays it up long, has Bella making the run up front himself, the captain, trying to find an advantage. Got frustrated by the challenges coming in from Mohib Afridi. That left arm may have been a bit unnecessary there from Bella. You have to expect a certain level of physicality heading into matchups as tough, as hyped as this one. You give it, you have to be prepared to receive some as well. As Fatimuri plays it back. Bella. DRUKPA FC not much they could do, but right now they are playing as calm as they can. It will be the right decision going forward. Just harsh there from Hagi, who simply stopped way too late, and DRUKPA will be at the boon of yet another set-piece opportunity. DRUKPA plays one in, header sends it right back out, clear it off, and PARO right now simply daring DRUKPA to try again. No regard for a possession of their own. They are confident DRUKPA will not be able to find any chink in this poster lineup from PARO, and that confidence simply sending that ball out for a restart from DRUKPA. But look at that, doesn't really work their way again as the Tigers get possession immediately after. And at the same time, PARO FC, to our fans who may not be aware, PARO will be representing Bhutan as our champions in a match versus Abu Muslim. It is on August 11, as our dear fans are making it heard and seen down in the comment section. So to show up for some love, it is finally after a long while that we are seeing action, international action, back in Changlimitang. After apparently the rule that denied Changlimitang was adjusted or changed. I'm not quite sure with regards to the technicalities, but however, the gist of it is we have international football back August 11. PARO FC taking on Abu Muslim for a rematch. But back to the match at hand. Fahad Simuri swabs one in, able to find a touch, but unable to direct it proper. It will still be DRUKPA's possession after it being sent out. Jimmy Tenzin forced inside. Sangirinchen over to Bella. Cuts in. The captain left foot is wild. Amazing decisiveness, at least, to make sure that even if that possession was going to end sometime sooner than later, it would have been the better choice indeed to end that possession with a shot, no matter how wild it was. The former Grizzly has been an amazing part for DRUKPA FC, so much so that he even got the call-up as a starting centre-back alongside Tenznobu and Babila for the two recent international campaigns. But right now, desperation getting evident. The longer the clock ticks on, the heavier the pressure will be on DRUKPA, especially against an opponent like PARO, against whom it feels like they have the home advantage despite them being the visiting team here at Changlimitang. Back to Bella, 67 minutes on the clock. DRUKPA keeping a hold of possession. At least the longer they keep that ball away from PARO, the more the Tigers will go out of touch and a bit out of form. Hopefully that is their expectation, at least to catch them off guard. DRUKPA, a team that underwent the most changes out of anyone, at least in terms of play style. Started this season as a hit-and-run sort of squad. Liked to sit deep, liked to play long passes over to Leon Sullivan, Matthew Musa and Philip Eugene, who took amazing advantage as they ended up with a decent possession and a decent look Fahad Timuri with the first steal, kick-starting that entire campaign. Ended in Chong Lee, who had an amazing shot, just ended up being clipped by Paro, and it will now go out for a corner. But again, back to what I was talking about, DRUKPA early on did not play like this. They started playing slow possessions, crosses more, ever since Fahad Timuri joined their squad, and his ability simply allowed that option, that unlocked that option. But right now they are relying on it entirely, and without the target men they had to start their campaign off with, it is becoming just that much more harder to find success on them sitting down by a challenge up in the air from Jimmy. Will hand possession over to the other end. Chance up front again. Bella barely able to send it away before it could mature into a proper threat from the Tigers, who finally have possession and are making sure that the weight behind every pass, the weight behind every touch they accumulate amongst their numbers, their ranks, is being felt by a rising sensation of panic and frustration from DRUKPA. Something again. Utah right inside. Collision with Sachin Jha. Flag is up. Hopefully the goalkeeper is okay. Amazing chance created by the youngster brought in this season by Paro. Saw his talents in that 11-0 decimation of Fukin Academy, and since then has been enough to earn the nod from Pushpalal. And with that we have one more substitution coming in for Paro. Also seems like Paro will be getting in some much needed experience for the goalkeeper, who may be responsible for their campaign versus Abu Muslim. It is Lamin Sairi being brought in for Gelson Zangpo, and Richard Sania. 2 goals to his name will be what he settles for as he comes out for Sithim Namgyal. And again, Lamin Sairi, one of the tallest presences in the league this time around. 193 centimeters of pure athleticism, does not have unnecessary weight, is nimble enough, is the Gambian national goalkeeper, and right now with Paro investing deeply in the Gambian market, the same case for the women's side as well. It is paying a lot of dividends early on. Siddiqui Jawara looking to kill a man with that clearance. Chong Lee able to fight through it, got a pass into Fahad Timuri. Amazing bit of skill there from the youngster. Up front, a lot of space, a lot of strength behind that shot as it flies away towards the hedges. Mention for DRUKPA. The Korean frustrations again getting the best out of DRUKPA FC. Lamin Sairi, his first touches. Not really much pressure coming in from DRUKPA, except for that time where we had Chong Lee set up with a beautiful volley, and now Yuta Mishima. Again, he is tied up alongside Abayomi. May want to get one in today to claim that lone spot up at the top of the scorers list. Chance taken from afar, but denied. It's Tomoyuki Uno who has been awarded the captain's armband. But he gets an Zambu coming out. Gets one in for himself, Jimmy Tenzin. DRUKPA. Bella. BoB Afridi. Woo Kyung-yeon. Bella given a bit more freedom to operate down on the wings, with Woo Kyung-yeon posted down the middle alongside Chung Lee, the Korean trio, holding down that back line alongside Sachin Ja. DRUKPA. So far, only 3 goals on the board, which all came in the first half. PARO are taking it very lightly, but DRUKPA may find themselves. Feint came in for nothing, wasted an opportunity to have gotten the shot instead, and now possession will go the other way. Mustafa Jallo at the end of a pass from Sitim. And now up front, all the way on the flag. So I'm telling making a play on the ball, but way too far up front. Sachin Jaz it is. DRUKPA still goalless, but the fact of the match is not that they are being completely shut down. They are finding gaps. PARO are making mistakes, and in the midst of it all, DRUKPA are getting shots. Just that they are not able to find the calmness within them to get those shots on target, make efficient use of the chances they are getting. Lamine Sairi, his ability to deal with pressure put to the test. By a quick run in from DRUKPA, but look at that again, BoB Afridi. His impact on this game simply undeniable. So many chances he's cleared off, so many looks he simply said no to. Jimmy Tenzin down after that challenge from Siddiqui Jawara. PARO play it up. Yuta Mishima has numbers up front. Hagi was onside but decided to retreat instead. No longer an option now. It is on the right flank. This time, a bit more space. Could take the shot if they want to. Hagi inside. Well, pass went straight to Bella. Again, the captain of DRUKPA, Bella. It has been looking shaky the last couple of times, and uncharacteristic mistakes becoming consistent from his part, and that seems to be the case this time around as well. Lucky that we had a bit of quick thinking from Min Shin to deny that opportunity. But Musa Khan, wrong spot. Bella's it is. Amazing pass straight between the legs of Hagi. Woo Kyung-yeon, however, not seeing success, not seeing a teammate. But now Yuta Mishima has Min Shin closing in. Korea versus Japan. Pass goes in. Bella beyond the reach of Sachin Ja. But when it matters, Bella comes right in to save the day for DRUKPA again. Yuta, awkward with how he sent that ball in past Min Shin, but still got the job done. Had a teammate waiting at its end. And all Paro can do right now is not lose hope and try again as Siddiqui. Well, getting way too ambitious, the Gambian. We want to come right back in. It's Mahatsi Muri looking for a bit of fanciful clearance. Send that ball past Sonam Tsering, but it is back out to Lamin Saidi. Jimmy Tenzin set off by Sonam Tsering. Amazing job on the defensive end, but Paro will have to fight off yet another possession. DRUKPA fighting against the Tigers with a bit of a calmer tempo. With Moi Pafride again. "18 minutes on the clock, 9 more minutes remain, not considering stoppage time." Siddiqui Jawara back to Afridi. Tomoyuki Uno. Well, miscommunication, hands ball over to Rehal Rajiv. Foot extended, unable to find advantage, simply repeated strikes. Decent look, but again DRUKPA. Without a goal on the board, it will be ever so frustrating heading into the last couple of minutes of the match. But at least they have a chance. A corner is posted far out. Bella unable to get in. It will be Lamin Sairis. Frantic exchanges between the two, somehow back in DRUKPA's possession. Not much numbers to work with. Bella single-handedly making the run up front. Challenge coming in strong from Setim Namge. That tackle does keep it towards Musa Khan. Afridi was there for help if the situation never escalated, but without a bit of concern, Siddiqui Jawara able to play it up, and now options down the wing, but Minshin. Siddiqui, Tomoyu Kyuno. A bit more than 5 minutes remain. Can PARO cap off this victory with one more goal? They do get a set of right inside for Mustafa Jallo, who is unable to fight off Woo Kyung Hyun. Rehan Rajiv off to Jimmy. Bella looking to play it up long for Hatsimuri. Perfect pass, kept under amazing control as well. Pass goes right in. Had a touch from Chong Lee, but not really enough to bother the Gambian goalkeeper. Lamine Saidi rolls it up front, Setim Namge. Chong Lee, so many heroic attempts from the Korean to at least give a bit of life over to the efforts that DRUKPA FC are putting up today. But right now, in their rematch, it has been one-sided. They have the quality of football in them to get a goal or two in, but that is simply lost today. So I'm sitting. Haki. Well, sometimes you have amazing shots from the man, and sometimes you have shots like these, but it happens to everybody. DRUKPA FC in possession. Amazing attempt first time from Nyakam, adapting to the situation that unfolded up in front of him. Athletic enough as well. Despite this marking his return after so many years away from Bhutan football. Rehan Rajiv plays it back. Minshin, Sachin Jha. DRUKPA looking a bit more scattered. Unlike the execution they may want to take, Sola does let it roll. Siddiqui clips it off for a throw-in. Not much time remain. Victory now properly out of the equation for DRUKPA, but the least they could do right now is at least deny the clean sheet for PARO. It is still a satisfaction in and of itself, but now PARO jumped in at the right time. Chance created. Hagi has Utah up front. So is Mustafa Jallo. Keeps it in for the Japanese. But way too much force behind that ball. It will go right back out for DRUKPA. Robge, brilliant up front, but that touch takes that opportunity away towards Lamine Saidi. Wanting the numbers to be thinned down before he can play that ball up. A bit more space on that right for Hatsimuri, single-handedly having carried out so many of DRUKPA FC's executions. Now properly tired, no longer the energy on the man to keep those legs going. And now PARO Chance down the right. They do set it up inside. Shot may come in, edge of the box. Left foot. Sachin Jha with the denial. Follow-up comes in from Mustafa Jalo. But flag up as we have a bunch of substitutions coming in. It is something Norbu, Devo Tokpa, Puptoji and Rishi Wanchu coming in for DRUKPA. Four substitutions for DRUKPA, hoping that the fresh set of legs are able to carry them out of this
Substitution for DRUKPA FC, just number 4,
misery.
DRUKPA is replaced by just number 8, Sampen Norbu. Just number 7, Kenjo Toge is replaced by just number 66, Ishe Wanchu. Just number 10, Jimmy Tenzin is replaced by just number 17, Pup Doji, and just number 88, Rihan is replaced by just number 2, Debo.
Sachin Jha, last 15 seconds. Minshin. And we have plenty of time to work with. 5 minutes have been awarded for stoppage time. A quick look at where PARO FC stands right now, 28 points. 2 clear of Timber City, both equal in terms of games, and right now with this victory guaranteed at the end of stoppage time, they will climb up to 31. It was Timber City the first to reach 20, but this time it will be PARO the first to reach 30. And with that additional cushion of 1 point, it will make it quite a task for Timber City, as it will mean that Timber City will not want to lose even a single game against the rest of the league, so that they have a chance to steal that championship spot away from PARO at the last match of the season. Yuta Mishima. Cross comes in. It is low-headed in, but barely graze it. Unable to find the redirection they needed. Siddiq Jawara back out to Mohib Afridi. Stolen away. Sangirinchen. Can we see a moment of magic? But Lamin Saidi denying the first. Chance for a follow-up, but DRUKPA! They have a penalty. Way too reckless coming in, knowing that Lamin Saidi probably had that situation covered. But a yellow card out for Setim Namge as well. Again, a closer look at that. Zola. Clear call there for the referee. Lamin Saidi did well denying the first again. Nice effort from Sangirinchen to have at least come out of that situation with a shot. And now in the dying stretch of the match, we have DRUKPA FC preparing for a penalty. Fahad Temuri it is. But again, look at that post. Lamin Saidi making the available space feel very, very minimal. Look at how much space he is covering. Fahad has an arduous task up ahead for him. Is he up to it? No! Lamin Saidi unable to get behind on the second. But not quite sure what happened. A bit of a confusion there. Well, we have DRUKPA with the chance to retake the penalty. Even though it went in, seems like Lamine Saidi stepped out of the line way too early. Flag was up, and because of that, that goal was denied for DRUKPA. But they have the chance again. Fahad, that miss, that save, fresh on his minds. Can he overcome it? Shot goes up and no mistakes. This time as he sends it top corner. Production may have come in late, but it is enough to at least get the satisfaction of denying PARO FC their clean sheet. Lamine Saidi was going the right direction, but too much force on that penalty from Fahad. Will send possession back to PARO. Siddiqui cuts it straight in, almost had it towards Yuda Mishima, but now Bella again holding on to that ball for far too long, for too much. As again Fahad Timuri, look at that, definitely reason enough to celebrate. Minutes up, now at the mercy of the referee. DRUKPA FC in possession, do play one in. Fahad hunting for that overhead, did not see Afridi coming in from behind. Confidence sky high on the Indian, Mohib Afridi. Not intentional, but did have enough momentum in that swing. And with that, Afridi back on his feet. Again up to the mercy of the referee. Lamine Saidi to play it out long. And with that, victory secured for PARO, who look dazzling ahead of their upcoming AFC campaign. 3 goals, courtesy of a brace from Rajasthania. First off of an amazing setup from Mohibullah, scored in by Mustafa Jallo, who had the first for PARO. And Fahad Timuri did all he could. That penalty that followed despite being denied will still be a goal for DRUKPA. And this match will end DRUKPA 1, PARO FC 3, as PARO secure their redemption, their revenge for their first and only loss of the season. DRUKPA FC played brilliant, just lost that spark, could not find that spark up front to get the goals they needed to at least put a match in. Their heroics came way too late. And with that, we end this match with PARO FC continuing on in top spot, first place, now well away from Thimphu City. But it is still a game away, so who knows what the end of the season might present. Until then, this was your commentator, Tochi. Thank you all for your support. Thank you all for your love. See you guys in the next one.
완전 아군이 안다. Ini? Yes. Kartu mati.